Hi there, Hardeep. Let's take a look at this essay you have sent to us. The topic is international marketing, so let's see what you wrote. Okay. Due to the impact of globalization nowadays, countries have become closer to share trade and cultures. I don't know about that. I tried to replace this for sharing, but it still doesn't work, so you really just need to rephrase it. How about countries have become closer by sharing? That works even better. Trade and cultures. While some people contend that it negatively affects the local markets, I believe that trading internationally encourages the growth of the economy, as well as fulfills the demand of consumers. All right, you see what happened? You had while here, and so since you already have a word showing contrast in this sentence, you can't have however as well. You have to decide either one or the other. So this essay will discuss both viewpoints with my opinion at the end. Well, not really, because you've already told us that you think you're more in favor of the positives here. So it doesn't make sense that you're going to talk about your opinion at the end. Does that make sense? You've already told us. So how about this essay will discuss both viewpoints with support for my arguments, something along those lines, okay? So careful with this. We don't say on the one side, we say on the one hand, all right? It's a set expression. So on the one hand, some people argue, it should get a plural verb here, argue that the detrimental effect of the Well, it's not a full sentence, Hardeep. Look, some people argue that the detrimental effect of the global market on local vendors, does what? Okay, it has to do something. There's no verb here. All of this is just a noun phrase, so really be careful with your grammar. It has due to multiple, number of companies entered in the market, which further rises the competition and prices of commodities. Okay, again, grammar. This is due to multiple companies which have entered the market, which further increases competition and the prices of commodities. So you can see I had to change many things about this sentence. For instance, a firm called Walmart has launched its chain stores in some parts of India, which reduced the sales of local shops. In contrast, it was impossible in the past when countries were not allowed to trade globally. As a result, small businesses and local vendors are unable to compete with local large giants, resulting in shutdowns. Okay, again, grammar. Now, not only that, but what you have talked about here is really talking about global trade. It's not talking about marketing. Now, marketing, international marketing, falls under this general umbrella of international trade, but that doesn't mean that they are the same thing. So you really have to be careful with this. Make sure that you understand what international marketing is when you begin to write about it, okay? On the other hand, because when you have on the one hand, you have to have on the other hand too. They go together. I believe trading with neighboring countries has immense benefits to the local economy and culture. To elaborate, multitudinous firms, really, there's no reason to use this word here. It's rather inappropriate. Just say many or numerous, either one of those would be okay, are entering the country with alternative business tactics and a variety of products. This ultimately increases the diversity in particular sectors with an S and opens new job opportunities for skilled trade workers. It consequently results in an increase of overall revenue with an enrichment of cultural values. To illustrate, the majority of North American countries have, because it's plural here, countries, the majority, I mean, when it refers to a plural noun, it should also be plural, okay? Have benefited from imports and exports, and now cities, not local cities, that doesn't make sense, cities like Toronto are filled with immigrants who speak different languages and contribute to the economy. Let me see if I understand what you're trying to say here. Again, it's not about international marketing, all right? I encourage you to do a search online about international marketing, what it entails, what it means, all right? Maybe find some examples of this, and you will see that what you're really talking about is international trade. Okay, so again, I feel this is a really off-topic response. Again, we're having a lot of problems with your grammar. It's incoherent in certain places, definitely creates a strain. I've had to correct, no doubt, every sentence. All right, so I really want you to be careful about this. You're going to need to revise some of your grammar rules before you start writing. Okay. So that's two problems: task achievement, and of course the other problem is grammar. Some of these problems are also with your linkers, so coherence and cohesion can be affected because you can't start a sentence like this with which, and you've done this a couple of times now, so I want you to be careful with that, okay? Let's see. So this was supposed to be part of that previous sentence. It shouldn't have been on its own. To elaborate, they are entering the firm. That should have been one sentence. Opens new job. Okay, so a lot of this is not clear. You talk about alternative business tactics. Okay, this is the kind of thing that you really need to explain to us. You need to say, what kind of alternative business tactics are they? How are they, creating new culture, new values, presenting new ideas? So you haven't really focused on the elements of this topic that you should have focused on. Okay? So to conclude, although international trade has many bad influences on local sellers, you can't use although and but in the same sentence. You have to decide just on one. So why don't we go with although, which is a little higher level sounding. So although international trade has many bad influences on local sellers, it has various dividends on the local economy and culture. All right, then the essay never asked you about the benefits to economy. It asked if it's an economical form of education, if it spreads ideas, language and culture. Okay, so it's not appropriate to talk about how it benefits the economy. Therefore, I opine that countries can be immensely benefited by trading at the global scale. All right, yet again, the focus of this should not be trade. I've said that multiple times, so I think that I've been pretty clear about that. So the good news is that the structure of this is correct. You included all the elements you should have included, like telling us your opinion in the introduction. You organized your paragraphs correctly. But like I said, the two big issues for me here are, number one, grammar, okay, which I'd like to see you improving and revising and correcting some of these things so you have more accurate grammar. And then as far as task achievement is concerned, this is a really common problem, not just in IELTS in general, but specifically with this particular essay. I think a lot of people find it challenging. It's not a topic that's really familiar to a lot of people, so I don't want you to be disheartened by that. It's something that happens all the time. But that's something that we here at IELTSpodcast.com help you with when you sign up to the online course: how to understand the questions, how to answer them appropriately, and how to develop good, solid answers that will score well in task achievement. Okay, so that's the feedback for this essay. I hope you will consider signing up to the online course. I think you'll find it to be immensely valuable for you. So good luck, and I hope to see you on the course soon.